Letting go of the need for external validation, approval from others, liberates an enormous amount of time and energy for you. This isn't just a feel-good mantra, for example. It's a transformational shift in how we live, act, and create. So, from early childhood, we are conditioned to seek approval from parents, teachers, peers, partners, and society. Approval becomes like a proxy for love and safety, acceptance, and identity. Over time, many of us unconsciously live as if the opinions of others define our worth. We censor ourselves, overanalyze our choices, and hesitate to act boldly, all in the hope that we'll be liked, admired, and deemed good enough, even if we are living inauthentically. There are major costs of seeking validation as well. Mental energy drain, for one. Like, for example, constantly wondering, what will they think of me? What will he think of me? What will my parents think of me? What will my kids think of me? What will my girlfriend or wife think of me? This creates internal tension, or it can. It clutters the mind, delays decisions, and can invite anxiety. This overemphasis on needing validation from others can also create a lot more emotional turmoil coupled with mental energy drain. Your mood can become dependent on praise or criticism. Social media exploits this, for example. You may feel inflated by compliments and crushed by disapproval, never truly anchored in your own authenticity and your self-worth. There could be also a lot of time wasted on performance. Instead of living authentically, you can spend enormous amounts of energy managing impressions, shaping your image, or overworking to win other people's favor. This can rob you of real productivity and genuine connection with people who appreciate the real you, the authentic you. There can also be a lack of creative freedom. Needing approval limits originality. True expression, whether in art, business, or love, your passions, music, and your purpose requires a willingness to be misunderstood or even disliked. So let's talk about what can happen when you let go. Let go of the need for approval. This can mean you reclaim your time, energy, and focus. You can act from your inner alignment and not outer pressure. You can become more decisive and confident. You can access deeper authenticity, which attracts people who resonate with your true self. You can also unlock creative flow because you're no longer trying to get it right, quote unquote, for others. You feel lighter, freer, and more emotionally stable because your sense of worth is no longer externally dependent. Now, let's talk about how to practice letting go of approval. One step, or the first step in a lot of cases and situations, is to notice the craving for it. Pay attention to moments when you hesitate, censor yourself, or change course to avoid disapproval. Another step is to ask yourself, whose opinion matters the most, mine or theirs? It's funny. A lot of the times you can be looking for approval from others, but these other people are really people that a lot of the time you don't really care about. Like, for example, you put a post on Facebook and see how many of your Facebook friends like or comment on the post. But, for a lot of us, if you go through your Facebook friends list, a lot of them you don't really care to get approval from, if you're really honest with it. If you're really honest with yourself about it. And so that's kind of a funny thing, isn't it? Like, we can seek approval from others, and yet a lot of these other people you don't really want to have in your life, you don't really care to have in your life, but it can become like an addiction, really, especially with social media, which is such a big thing in our society nowadays. So, whose opinion matters most, mine or theirs? This question recenters your authority within yourself. Another step is to choose integrity over image. Act in ways that are honest and aligned, even if they're not quote unquote popular. You never want to be acting from the most popular place to be with the current trends in society, or even just with a lot of the norms that have been in society within your entire lifetime. Because let's be honest, a lot of the norms and a lot of the popular trends are not really ways to go about living authentically if you look at how most people live and what their happiness level is. How happy are most people? How fulfilled are most people? So, there are certain things with society that are good, and there are other norms in society which you want to avoid. The next step is to accept discomfort. Releasing approval addiction brings growing pains. People may resist, for example, your change. They see more of the real you. So the best thing to do is to just let them and know that your intentions are to becoming more from your heart. You're not intentionally becoming more authentic to hurt other people. You just want to live with more personal, internal freedom. And your power is in your freedom to do this and not their permission. You can practice affirming your worth. Practice affirmations like, I don't need permission to be myself. My truth is enough. I release the need to please others. This is especially that last affirmation is especially good to practice for people who are people pleasers, men who are people pleasers. And you want to move away from that. So letting go of external validation is a path to profound freedom. You stop living in reaction to others. You start living from your center. The energy once spent seeking approval can now fuel your vision, purpose in life, and your personal joy. For the greatest validation is living a life true to yourself with or without applause from others. So I hope you got a lot of value from this video. If you're interested in learning more from this channel, or if you listen to this on Spotify, or if you came across this video on another social media platform, follow for more. This is Aaron Watkins, men's personal development and health and fitness coach. Thank you.